An important political issue that is affecting how our students in the classroom are taught is the current teacher shortage situation, which is being felt here in Indiana, across the United States, and around the world. While some would like to deny that this is a legitimate concern and suggest band-aid fixes, I would like to look at it from a historical perspective and explore the causes and potential solutions. My name is Michelle Fries, and I am currently a PhD student in the Curriculum and Instruction program here at ISU. I am in my 23rd year teaching, and in those 23 years I have seen big changes in regard to teacher supply and demand in our local district. 2 decades ago, we would have had many applicants for each opening. Now we have positions that remain open for months at a time with not a single applicant. It used to be unheard of to hire someone who was not qualified already for their position. Now we have people in the classroom who have not yet even completed a bachelor's degree. This issue is also affecting my own children. My son went a semester last year learning chemistry online because they literally could not find a teacher. And both my son and daughter are currently being taught math by teachers who are not licensed to do so. Since I teach math, I can compensate at home for their math instruction. But what about the children who do not have math teachers as moms? Another unique perspective I have on the issue is that my husband is currently transitioning to teaching and is in his first month in the classroom. There are 3 links in the teacher shortage to explore: declining rates of enrollment in teacher preparation programs, coupled with mass exodus of professional teachers and the low retention rates of those entering the profession, have created a shortage of teachers in the United States. Why does this matter? Well, for me, the primary reason that it matters is that it hurts kids. Research shows that students taught by less qualified teachers show lower academic achievement. This is particularly concerning because teacher shortages disproportionately affect minority students and those of lower socioeconomic status. Furthermore, it harms the school climate and the culture for everyone, students and teachers alike. I have felt this firsthand in our school. In 2021, we had 8 teachers leave the high school within a 7-month span, which is over 30% of our total staff. Let me tell you, it was rough on everyone. Students were asking me, "Are you leaving too, Mrs. Fries?" And it was heartbreaking. One link in this chain that needs addressed is in teacher preparation. According to the American Association for Colleges for Teacher Education, the number of college students studying to become teachers is less than half of what it was 50 years ago. In the last 10 years alone, the number completing degrees in education has dropped a shocking 35%. Furthermore, there is a lack of diversity in those teacher education programs. The only less diverse program is agriculture. Not only are fewer graduating teacher education programs, but we also lose many novice teachers. Studies indicate that roughly 40% of novice teachers leave the classroom within the first 5 years. The statistics are even more troubling in high-poverty schools, where attrition rates are roughly 50% higher compared to wealthier schools. Personally, I can understand this statistic. I have felt called to be a teacher my whole life. I was a model student, and I nearly left education in my first year of teaching. It was terrible. I had panic attacks, I worked nearly nonstop, and I felt like I was drowning in all the stress. I felt that way, and I was highly qualified to do the job. Given the alternative pathways to the classroom, we have teachers who need even more support. This picture is of my husband's classroom. He has been in it now for a month, and he has turned in his letter of resignation on Friday. He will be moving to my school, which is also where our children attend, and he coaches football. While the move makes perfect sense for our family, he is leaving a higher poverty, inner city feeling school to come to our little rural one, so he is part of the statistics. This problem has been building over time. In Indiana, the stagnated pay, lack of support, growing workload, and restrictive legislation led to a 2019 rally on November 19th. I was there that day. I also wrote an essay entitled "I Fight for It," which I will include at the end of this slideshow, as it encompasses why I felt the need to fight for education. Then COVID happened, and it was like pouring accelerant on the fire. Teaching in the pandemic was like nothing I have ever experienced before. When so many teachers were already on the brink of leaving, it pushed many to do so. The Great Resignation, as it is being called, affects more than just teachers, but education is one of the areas being impacted the most. When we look at this problem historically, it is not new, but is increasing over time. An ISU article search revealed a 1904 article entitled "The Dearth of Teachers." The 1920 article, "Cramped Schools," sounds oddly modern. Quote, "There are not enough teachers. There are too few substitutes. Not only are the teachers already in service steadily dropping away to find positions which pay a more nearly approximate living wage, but fewer young men and women are taking up teaching as a profession." End quote. Teaching is traditionally dominated by women, and I believe that has impacted its low pay and lack of respect. Also, the lack of racial diversity is actually worse now than it was before school desegregation, when 41% of black teachers lost their jobs, and the field has never recovered from that. But why? What are the causes of this teacher shortage? First of all, in a way, teacher shortage is a bit misleading of a name. We were looking for a truck for my husband this summer. Just because we could not find a truck for the price that we wanted to pay with the features we wanted does not mean that a truck shortage existed. Rather, it meant that it was not realistic to expect to buy a truck for the price that we wanted to spend given the market. In a way, that has contributed to the lower number of students entering teacher preparation. They don't like the market of teaching and go elsewhere. In Indiana in particular, stagnated teacher wages over the past 12 years have widened the gap with college-educated peers. The increased workload and deteriorating work conditions for educators are also a deterrent. 44% of teachers report frequent burnout, which is the highest category reported. The general lack of support and professional respect, which at times turns to outright hostility, sometimes felt like from the public and sometimes from the political forces that control the government and therefore make rules for education. Fluctuating standards, accountability changes, and ever-growing mandates frustrate teachers and feel like a moving target, increasing the difficulty of our job. So, what do we do about it? Regarding the teacher pipeline, through this research, I have learned of an interesting Grow Your Own teacher program, such as the K-12 Teacher Academy, which is a CTE, Career and Technical Education, pathway being utilized in Delaware. It is a vocational school type approach to harness students still in high school and help direct them down the path to teaching. Since this is a global problem, we can look for solutions globally and apply them locally. South Africa is creating school-university partnerships, which are helping alleviate the strain there. A favorite of our Indiana legislators is creating alternative pathways to the classroom, such as transition to teaching and the new adjunct teacher concept. While these fixes may be necessary to address the immediate concern of classrooms without teachers, they do present some additional needs for supporting novice teachers. Also, we need to exhibit a growth mindset for our students. We have the next generation of potential teachers literally sitting in front of us every day. How do we model for them, through the things that we say, that while aspects may be hard, there are things to do to improve them? Do we share and celebrate the amazing privilege it is to work with them, our future, every day? The need to support new teachers grows greater as we have more and more people in classrooms who are less equipped than ever before. My husband, for example, is doing a great job connecting with students and engaging them in meaningful lessons. However, he does not know school procedures and such, and needs support in interpreting his experiences from the day. Teachers like him and all new teachers need professional development and mentoring to help them grow. There are some incentives like housing for teachers and loan forgiveness, but those play a small role overall. The largest reason novice teachers cite for leaving is a lack of support, so we need to strengthen our school leadership programs in preparation so that they can provide the support necessary. Finally, in retaining teachers long-term, we really do need to address the issue of teacher pay. We have made progress in the past year in Indiana, but there is still more attention needed. As we look to other regions of the world, Finland has a teacher retention rate that is worthy of examination, and Oceania is finding ways to offer meaningful PD online that is helping there. Finally, we need to offer professional opportunities for growth within teaching rather than only advancing those who leave the classroom. And we need to re-professionalize the profession, affording it the autonomy and respect that those within the field deserve. It will take time and effort, but our children and our future are worth it. Here are my references, which I will also submit as a Word document. And here's that essay that I wrote in 2019. Thank you.